Chris Hughton, final game of the season. I guess a meaningless game in many ways, but what were your thoughts on the match?
Probably I was more delighted. We've got big support that have travelled, and I know they've left at some 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think it was a game that we wanted to put in a performance to win the game. That we wasn't. There were aspects of the game where I thought we were good. I thought we broke well, and probably it was a little bit of a reflection of how we've been. You know, real good possession at times against a very, very good side, and that can cause us problems. Limited the chances they had, but didn't have so many ourselves. But at least, you know, we've finished the season away from home, which any other stage in the season you look at as a good result.
Let's talk about your team selection. Chris, you brought David Stockdale, didn't take today. Christian Walton came in. What was your thinking behind that?
I wanted to play him, and probably I felt a little bit more under pressure in the last game against Watford, where I thought about playing him, but I thought particularly with the position where teams pushing to get them final places, I thought I've generally got to go with a team that's been the strongest team as such. I think today, where there was a little bit of pressure off, even though you've got a Middlesbrough and a Norwich and so that are fighting for positions, you know, their places were secure. So I felt a little bit more comfortable doing it today, and I thought he did very well.
And Greg Halford, he's played in a variety of positions, played at right back today and gave you quite an outlet as well.
Yeah, I thought he was good today, but that's in effect the position where Greg's played more often than not. You know, and remember seeing Greg play quite some years ago in his development, and that's where you always knew him as a right back, and his development, I think, from then, and his versatility from then, I think, changed over the years. But he is somebody that's very used to playing in that position.
And in terms of his versatility, how attractive is that to you with Greg going forward, Chris?
Well, I think with all the lone players that we have, I think you have to give it thought. You know, at this particular moment, all 5 of the lone players will go back to their respective clubs at this particular moment. But what we have to do is we have to look at the options that we've got. But I'd like to think that the players that have come in that have put enough in my mind for them to be part of options that we hope that we have.
The season's finished, you know, 4 months in. What are your thoughts as this season finishes, Chris?
That we've got a lot of work to do in the summer, and I think there are aspects of our play that has been good. Again, another tight game, and generally our games have been reasonably tight. But we've got to add to the squad an offensive edge to the squad that's going to allow us to create more chances and ultimately to score more goals. So, you know, that would be the priority, and I don't think that would be any surprise to anybody that's the case.
When does that work start, Chris?
Well, the work started quite some time ago, because from a recruitment department that never stops. That's year in, all year round. And but of course, as soon as you're secure in a division, then you can perhaps start making that work a little bit more meaningful. And I'm hoping that we can have a busy summer. It's not always easy, but I'm hoping we can have a busy summer.
In terms of some of the younger players, young James Tilley, you brought him up here today. Did you give any thought to give him long? He did get long on the pitch. Did you thought to bring him on earlier, Chris?
I think it depended on the result. And you know, one thing I wanted to do here was get a result. And I think you bring him on perhaps earlier, and you end up losing the game, and then it's perhaps not such a nice feel for the lad, although he's made his debut and he's a good young player. So I'm conscious of that one as well. But I was also conscious that I would have liked him to have made his debut, which he did do, of course, for the period of time that he was on. I think what he will do is he'll cherish the occasion today. He would have enjoyed all of it, but he's a young player that we think hopefully would be a very bright prospect.
Final question, Chris, looking ahead, what does pre-season bring now? What happens to the players and yourself now and leading up to pre-season?
Well, the work in the summer for me and my staff is generally about recruitment. A lot of the work is with the players' programmes. They've all got their summer programmes. They'll come back in good shape. I know that because most players do these days, and it's about making sure that we can have a good enough pre-season. Try and get some players in as early as we can, but we know that is difficult. But certainly, come the start of the season, you know, we would like to have some new faces on board and perhaps give us that offensive edge that we found difficult.
You enjoyed it, Chris?
I have. I always do. It's there's no doubt it's always nervous stuff, it's always stressful stuff, and probably the part that you don't enjoy is being in the position that we've been in, and you enjoy it more when you're 10 points clear of that relegation zone. You enjoy it less, of course, when the points are tighter. But as regards my time at the club so far, I've been made to feel very welcome, enjoyed the facilities and working with the players, and I'm just looking forward to a better season next season.